guys, so I got a question about how often you should restructure your business as far as your policies go, your pricing goes, your branding goes, and your portfolio goes. So I thought I would just give you guys just, very broad kind of tips on what I usually do. Right now is a really great time of the year to actually start thinking about your business because it's the beginning of the year. So it gives you a really good time frame to kind of start thinking about, what you did last year and think about what you can do this year to kind of improve on your business. So some of the things I would definitely look at is, the number of shoots you did last year, the average of how much you made, and then also, like the mistakes that you don't want to make in the upcoming year. So I definitely suggest always making a goal for yourself for the upcoming year. So for instance, if you shot like 50 portrait sessions and you average, $600 for those portrait sessions, I would start thinking about next year, well, how many portrait sessions do I really want to shoot this year? Do I want to shoot as many or do I want to shoot less? And then how much do I need to make every portrait session to kind of have my goal of what I want to make grossly this year coming up? That is something that's going to really help you kind of determine your pricing for the upcoming year. So definitely what I do suggest is that, you should reevaluate your pricing, every year. But there is no right and wrong. If you are kind of on a sort of like a jump system or like a tier system, that works as well, where you kind of change your pricing after a certain amount of shoots to, after experience. Like for instance, right now, I'm helping one of my friends start a baby portfolio. So we were really, really slowly, we offer shoots for a really small amount, and then once we got one shoot, the next session was going to be $10 more or $20 more. So we just kept upping the pricing every time we got a session in. That's only because she couldn't stay at a small pricing forever. She had to make a profit sometime, and also we were gaining experience along the way, so her experience allowed her to charge a little bit more. Okay. So as far as your policy goes, I think your policy should change along with every kind of, obstacle you come up with during your business. For instance, if you had a really difficult client, training your contract to kind of make sure that doesn't happen, for the next client, changing your policies or your pricing so that way, or the way you word things, that way there's no misunderstanding with the next person. But definitely it's also something that you should look at for, this year coming up too. Think about all the things that happened last year, what you want to change this year. What you want to do is try to build a stronger business for yourself, so that way you have lasting and really good effects from it for, years to come, right? As far as portfolio goes, I do think that you should update your portfolio quite often. Don't wait 3 years to update your website, because basically, I don't know about you, but for me, my style has changed a lot since when I first started. You want to attract the clients that are basically how you're shooting now, and not the clients that, are attracted to your work, 5 years ago. So definitely, keep your portfolio updated. And I think that should be something that's constant and going on all the time. But once again, if it's at the end of the year and you do update it, that's great. Just pick your best images from last year, and just a few of your favorites from, your past shoots. Okay. And lastly, what is branding? So with me, I have rebranded many, many times, 3 or 4 times. I am going to keep my current branding this year, which is great. I really kind of liked it, and I think I'm going to roll with that. But, I decided when I first started, I wanted to be one way, and that's the way I thought that my business was going to go. And I just kept growing and growing and growing. And now I'm a totally different brand than what I was, when I started 4 or 5 years ago. So it's totally fine to rebrand, but I definitely would think about a few different things, First off, if you want to keep your client base now, you don't want to rebrand yourself so far off that, people can't distinguish you or can't recognize you from your old brand. So try to keep the same colors and the same style of font and things like that, just so that way people can still kind of recognize you from one brand to the other. Just for instance, we understand certain brands like Target. Target has that nice bullseye that's in red. That if you see that that is the Target brand, it would be really weird if the Target changed it to like a royal blue bullseye or something like that. Like you would totally not identify them as Target. So just something to keep in mind. But if you are not trying to keep your current client base and you totally want to rebrand and be known as something else because maybe you change genres or something like that, then yeah, at that point, then I would say, start changing your colors and your fonts and your portfolio and such on your website. Okay, so as always, I do videos every Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to this channel to keep up more tips and tricks. I will talk to you next time. Bye.